Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and it's that time again. It's time for another Q&A video, and as you can tell, my hair has gotten shorter since the last time I showed my face. I finally got a haircut, so can the Shaggy joke stop, maybe? Hopefully, and also the corn stash has been gone for a little while, so I am babyface short hair now, so... But yeah, it's time for another Q&A video. I made a post on my community tab and said, hey, do you have any questions for me? And I got like 194 comments, so obviously I cannot answer all the questions. But if your question is not answered in this video and not answered in any of the other videos and you still want to hear an answer, you can leave that question in the next community tab post, which I'll probably post in a couple of days to be in the next Q&A video because I'm going to continue doing these until I run out of questions to answer. I've got a list of questions up for me, so let's just go through them one by one. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? I've talked about this a little bit before, but I've always been interested in video making, and obviously I've been interested in Lego. But I just thought, like, I spent a lot of time on my Instagram, and I enjoy it, but, like, I don't know, I see, like, big YouTubers, like, Just Too Good, and I like their content, and I'm thinking, like, with what I do on Instagram, I could be like that, and they were able to turn it into some sort of a job, and I thought maybe if I moved on to YouTube, maybe I could do that. So that's what I'm doing now, and hopefully if things continue like they are, I can turn this into an actual thing. And that's really cool to me. When do you think Ninjago will end? It will end when it stops selling well. So no time in the near future. I give it at least another 4 or 5 years at the very... Yeah, because next year is a given, and then I'd say at least another 3 years after that. So I'd say 4 years from now is the earliest, but like at the latest, like 50 years from now. Like seriously, like if they, because they're not short on content, so I think it will continue going for a very long time. Because as long as it sells, it'll continue, and honestly, that's what I would love to happen. I would not like it to end. Do I support any ships in Ninjago? Yeah, not like the non-canon ones really. Obviously, Jay and Nia I like. Pixel and Zane I didn't like at the beginning, but Pixel is better now, so I'm okay with that. But my, like, controversial one or whatever is Jet Jack and Faith. I think those two are very cute together, and my headcanon is that, like, because obviously Faith was like, yeah, I'm going to go back to Ninjago with you guys, but then she met up with the other hunters. She goes, I changed my mind. And in my mind, that seems to be like, oh, Jet Jack, because Jet Jack was, like, the leader of the other ones when Iron Baron got melted away. So in my mind, Jet Jack convinced Faith to stay, and I think they are cute together, and I think that's a ship I support. What do I think about Cartoon Network's schedule for airing Ninjago? It's not very good. Like, what else do you want me to say? I think it just stinks. It stinks how the show is treated there, and I think Prime Empire is finally supposed to start airing in July, so hopefully Master of the Mountain won't take much longer, but we will see, I guess. What is the worst season in your opinion? I covered this in another video I did where I ranked all the Ninjago seasons. You can click the card in the top right corner if you want to see that, but the worst season is Rebooted by far. And like the Hagemans have admitted to it being the worst season, I'm pretty sure. It's just like, it's not done. Hearing the interview that Brent Miller did with the Hagemans, I understand the production behind it and why it was, like, why it came out the way it did. But just because there was factors that led to it being bad doesn't make it not bad. I hate Rebooted. I cannot stand that season. The final few scenes of the final episode are good. Zane's sacrifice and his funeral, excellent. The rest of the season, Pythor is cool, but that's about it. The Overlord should have returned. The love triangle thing was one of the worst things ever, and yeah, and it just, the Ninjoids were boring. The whole season just felt like, whoa, technology, cool, and I don't like that. Like, Prime Empire did technology so much better than Rebooted ever did. What is the worst and best wave? I'm trying to think, what wave of sets did I not particularly enjoy? Hands of Time might not have been my favorite. It just, I don't know, there are sets, though. I like the Blacksmith Forge is good. It's not, like, my favorite of all, like, the Ninjago buildings we've ever gotten, but it's still good, and I like the Iron Doom, but the rest of that wave is very, very forgettable for me. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one, but best wave is probably, I'd say, Summer 2016, which was Day of the Departed and Skybound 2. And I wish they did more waves like that, because the Day of the Departed sets were great because it was, like, getting those new villains again, and, like, we got the Samurai X Cave, which is something we had wanted for a while, and then we got a remake of the Ultrasonic Raider, which was sort of like our first taste into something like Legacy, which that was really cool. But then also the couple of Skybound sets that we got later on, which were Cryptarium, the Lighthouse, and Lloyd's Dragon, like, those are some of the best sets ever, and I wish LEGO did that more often, because I think the reason those sets were so good was because they were made after the show was produced, while the first wave of Skybound sets were made before the show, or made at the same time as the show. So the second wave of Skybound could actually be based on the show rather than the show being based off the sets, and that was really cool to see, because Cryptarium's a great set, and it had excellent minifigures. The Lighthouse is an incredible build and so cool. And then the Dragon is probably the weakest of the three, but it's still a very, very good looking set. And it was cool to get a second wave after the season had aired. And we kind of get that with Legacy, but I wish LEGO did, like, make sets for previous seasons beyond when that season aired, because that would be very cool. How are you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Who's my favorite Ninjago character? Zane, probably. Like, I know it's one of the ninja, but I like Zane a lot. I've expressed my love for Zane in other videos, so I'm not going to go too far into it here, but yeah, I like Zane. And did I ever lose interest in LEGO? Yes, in 2013 when Ninjago was canceled. That's why I don't own... I own a couple 2013 Ninjago sets, but all of them I got after the fact. Like, in 2013, I did not buy any, because the 2013... Season 2 aired in 2012, the same year as Season 1. So, like, it aired way before the sets came out, so I watched the season, but then by the time the sets came out, in my mind, Ninjago was over, and there was no point in buying the sets, because there would never be more sets in the future. But then it was resurrected, and that brought me back into LEGO, plus the LEGO movie. Those two things brought me back into LEGO, so... I was out of it in 2013 when I was 11 years old and thought I was too old for LEGO, but I came back. Do I think Pyro Whipper is awesome? Yes. Pyro Whipper funny. Pyro Whipper the best. And that's Pyro Whipper, baby. Are you going to react or review each episode of Ninjago Master of the Mountain? It depends on how the YouTube copyright system works, honestly. If I could get away with reacting to the videos, possibly. But, probably not. I feel weird about making just reaction. I'll do reaction videos to trailers, but making reaction videos to an entire season I feel like is kind of crappy, and I feel like I'll get copyright claimed, so reaction videos unlikely, but reviews probably. We will see how the season airs. Like, if it all drops at once, I'll probably do a season review instead of an episode review, but if episodes come out like weekly or something, I'll do weekly reviews. And I am aware that episodes are currently coming out in like Chinese or something, but I'm waiting till they're in English, so please don't put any spoilers in the comments of any of my videos, because I am waiting to see the season when it airs in English, because unlike like anime or something where I can watch it with subtitles, like with Ninjago, it is written in English, so I feel weird. So it's written in English, so if I were to watch like the Chinese version with subtitles, that'd be like watching it being translated into Chinese and then translated back into English, so I feel like it loses a lot of it there. And then also, I feel weird not watching it in, like, the original way it was intended to be watched, which is in English, because that's the language it's produced in, right, is English. It's dubbed in other languages, but it's made to be shown in English, so I am waiting to see it in English. What is the largest set of any theme by piece count that you've had? I think it's Ninjago City, I believe. I think that is the biggest set I own. In terms of price, it would be the Death Star, but in terms of size and piece count, it would be Ninjago City. Do you think Ninjago would ever do a CMF series? Probably not, but if they're ever going to do it, it's going to be next year. I think next year is the year to do it. If they don't do it next year, we're never getting one. But if they do, like, I think there's a decent possibility of getting one next year, but if it's not next year, it's never. Like, next year's the 10th anniversary. It's the perfect time to do it, but if we don't do it next year, we're never doing it. I do think we might get one next year, though, because we get two, like, themed series a year and one normal series. I think one of the themed series next year is going to be Nintendo, but if you think about what the other one's going to be, like, they never do the same theme 2 years in a row, except for The Simpsons, but that was like the first theme series, so I don't count that. So, they won't do Harry Potter again, they won't do DC again, they can't do Star Wars or Marvel, though I think those licenses might have expired, but I still don't think they're allowed to do CMF for those. So that leaves, like, Disney 3, possibly, but I don't think Disney 2 sold that well, so I think that's pretty unlikely. So I think one of our theme series next year is almost definitely going to be Nintendo, and then the other one is probably going to be Disney 3 or Ninjago. My hopes Ninjago, obviously, but yeah, I'm kind of confident for it to happen next year, but if it doesn't happen next year, I don't think it's ever happening. Out of the 17 10 out of 10 minifigures in your Mind's Minifigure of the Day on Instagram, which one has to be your most favorite of them all? Here's them all. Okay, there. If you guys don't know, on my Instagram page, Bricks by Mind, I do daily minifigure reviews and I give them ratings. And apparently, I've given 17 minifigures 10 out of 10s, and they list them all here. My favorite of all time though is SOG Kai. It took me a while to realize that is my favorite figure, but that figure is just perfect. Like the little intricate dotted detailing on the torso, and then the way the orange, the black, and the red go together. It's just such a great design, and by far my favorite minifigure of all time. What would your dream season look like? Zane would be the main character. I would love to have a good Zane season, because now we've had 2 Zane seasons, and both have been, well, one's been bad, and the other one's been weird. And the other one wasn't even entirely a Zane season. Half of it wasn't, and half that was a Zane season was about Zane as a villain. So I would love to have Zane as the hero for a good season, because I don't like rebooting in. Ice Chapter's weird, so yeah, that's all I want is a good Zane season. What would the villain be like, and what would the theme be like? That's a harder one. As a kid, I would have said zombies. I used to love zombies as a kid, and I feel like LEGO doesn't do enough like zombie-related things, so I think it would be cool to have zombies. But I don't know how well zombies would fit in Ninjago. I think skeletons and goblins and stuff fit in Ninjago much better. But that could be cool to see. Like, I'd much rather see zombies than like aliens or whatever. I think the Ninjago should stay on Earth. They should not go to space. We don't talk about rebooted. I think it would be cool if they expanded on like the lore of traveling dimensions or traveling realms like they did in Possession. I'd also like to see more from the Serpentine, which I know some people might laugh at because they're like, oh, we've gotten so much Serpentine. But I prefer them to expand on existing lore than to establish new lore. Because I think it's cool. And I maybe like show that, I know we've got this a little bit, but show that Serpentine aren't all bad. Like, I know they're good guys now, but maybe have like conflict between 2 tribes of Serpentine and have the ninja try to get in the middle of it. And I think that's kind of, I know it's not Serpentine, but I think like a tribe clash is happening in Master of the Mountain, I think. But I really wish they would expand on the Serpentine more, because they're one of my favorite parts of Ninjago, and I think there's a lot of untapped potential in their lore there. What do I like better, Nexo Knights or Chima? Nexo Knights, definitely. I do not like Chima, and part of that is just because I have a grudge against it, because back in 2013 when it replaced Ninjago, I blamed it for Ninjago's end, but obviously Ninjago did not end, and Chima ended up ending. So I try not to let that grudge get to me anymore, but even still, I did watch the first episode of Chima, and it was terrible. No, I get why. It's a very kiddie show. It's much more for kids than Ninjago is, and I know Ninjago's a kid's show too, but it very much embraced the kiddiness of it, and it was just not for me at all. And the sets are the minifigures are weird, and I like, if you guys like it, I'm happy for you, but it's not my thing. And I don't love Nexo Knights either, but the character designs are a lot cooler, and the builds are a lot cooler, and yeah. Do you want Ninjago to go on for a long period of time, or do you want it to stop at a certain season? I see, most people would disagree with me on this, but I would like it to go for as long as it can. Because people are like, oh, I'd rather it go out with a bang rather than a whimper. But the thing is, Ninjago has already ended 3 times. It ended in Season 2, and ended in Season 7, and it ended in Season 10. So, and it's going to end in Season 15 next year. I guarantee that's supposed to be a finale. So, like, any desire I have for, like, a satisfying conclusion to the series has really already been met, especially by March of the Oni. I feel like that was the perfect conclusion to Masters of Spinjitzu. But I like Ninjago as a show that just, something like Doctor Who, right, where it's, like, constantly evolving and changing. And you can like certain bits and not like other bits, but it's still the same show, and I would like it to keep going on like that, so I don't know. I prefer to, like, stick with these characters I'm attached to than, like, jump to a new LEGO theme every 3 years, so I would like it to continue for as long as it can, and if it doesn't end with a satisfying conclusion, obviously I would like it to end with a satisfying conclusion, but if it doesn't, that's okay, because we've already gotten satisfying conclusions from it, and if you don't like the newer stuff, you don't have to watch the newer stuff. The old stuff still exists, so yeah, I would like it to go on as long as it possibly can. Why did I call my channel Bricks by Mind? So that's a long story. So way back in the day, my username for everything used to be Mindstorms52. Because LEGO had that Mindstorms theme, which is, oh, they still do. They have that Mindstorms theme, which is like robotics and programming. And I was really into that. I was really into robots, and I had a Mindstorms kit, and I thought that was just a cool sounding name, so I used to always be Mindstorms52 online. And then when I was signing up for my LEGO Universe account, Mindstorm52 was taken, so they said, how about Mindstorm5712? And I said, okay. So then I had the name Mindstorm5712, and that went on to become my Minecraft username. And then in Minecraft, whenever I was like playing on a server with people, and people used to talk to me in the chat, they always go, hey Mind, because that was like the first 4 letters of my username. So I thought, oh, that's kind of cool to be called Mind. And then I made a Minecraft YouTube channel, which is still up. You can go find it. Just called Mind. It's got like a profile picture of an Enderman created in MS Paint. It says Mind above it, so go find that if you so desire. But when I was creating that channel, I'm like, I don't want to be called Mindstorm5712 because I don't want to be associated with LEGO. I want to be a Minecraft channel, which I don't know why I did that. So I shortened it to just Mind because Mind inherently isn't a LEGO thing. It's just a word. So I thought, okay, yeah, that's going to be my name on YouTube. And then when I created so then I started identifying as Mind online. And then when I created my Instagram page, I don't know where BricksBuy came from. I was the first BricksBuy account, by the way. I know there's like a billion LEGO accounts now that are like BricksBuy Joe or whatever. But I was the first account to do BricksBuy, and it was just something I thought of while I was sitting on my phone at age 12. And yeah, I became BricksBuy Mind, and that's the story behind that. Hey Mind, when you're not making / editing YouTube vids, what do you do? Since quarantine started, I've been working out a lot, because over winter break, I became very out of shape, and I didn't want that to happen again, because I knew I'd be indoors a lot. So I started morning out by running or walking 10,000 steps, and I lift weights, and that's just a nice start to my day. I play Minecraft with my girlfriend a lot. We have a realm together, and it's pretty fun. We've got a nice big world that we've been building for the past, 8 months, and it's really cool how it's developed. I'm a big Pokemon fan. I play a lot of Pokemon. I play competitively, and that's pretty fun. Obviously, no tournaments right now because of the virus, but it's something I enjoy. And I work on my Instagram as well. My whole LEGO personality originated from Instagram, so yeah. Have you ever been bullied for liking LEGO and Ninjago? I mean, I've been made fun of for it, but I don't let it get to me. I have friends and people who aren't friends who would joke about it with me, but I just play into the joke because LEGO and Ninjago are made for kids, but that doesn't make it a bad thing. You're allowed to like things made for kids. You don't have to be mature and violence, and Ninjago's fun, and you're allowed to have fun with it. You can acknowledge the goofiness of it while still having fun with it, and that's what I do. So I'll joke about the fact that I like it, but I still adore this series and this brand with all my heart, and it's just a lot of fun, so I embrace it. Yeah, people joke about it with me, but as long as I don't let it get to me, and I'll joke about it with them, and so I wouldn't say I've been bullied, because I can't really get bullied if it doesn't hurt my feelings, so. What do you want to see happen before Ninjago ends? You probably know my answer to this question. Dr. Julian minifigure. That's seriously all I want. I would love a Dr. Julian minifigure. I would also like them to complete the Elemental Masters and then give us Faith and Casual Harumi. Those are my top minifigures that I want. Because Faith is just so weird to me. She was so integral to that season, and the fact that we don't have her baffles me. And then Casual Harumi was the casual outfit was the outfit she wore most, but yeah, it's the only one of her 4 that we didn't get. Or 5, actually, because Avatar Harumi we have 2, but we don't have Casual Harumi yet. And then Dr. Julian, just give us Dr. Julian, please. Why don't we have Dr. Julian yet? But I think that's enough questions for today's video. Thanks everyone for submitting your questions, and thank you to everyone who has watched the video. I appreciate you guys coming over and joining. If you want to be featured in my next video, do not leave your questions in the comments below. Leave it in the community tab post, which I will post in a couple days probably for my next Q&A video. Also, if you see someone ask a question that you really want to see answered, give that question a like and it'll pop up to the top, and I'll be more likely to see it, because as I said, I got 200 comments on the last post, so I didn't see every single one of them. But if you see a question that you like and you want to see answered, like that person's comment to make it more likely for me to answer it. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO videos like this every single day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you in the next one. Bye.